Imagine a place on Earth untouched by the modern world. No traffic, no screens, just silence and nature. A place where the rhythms of life are set not by clocks or technology, but by the sun, the tides, and the ancient trees that have stood for centuries. This is North Sentinel Island, a tiny mysterious speck in the Bay of Bengal. It's a place that has captured the imagination of explorers, scientists, and dreamers for generations. The Indian government enforces a strict 3-mile exclusion zone, making it one of the most forbidden places on the planet. No one is allowed to approach, and the waters around it are heavily patrolled to keep outsiders away. The reason? The Sentinelese, an uncontacted tribe who have lived here for tens of thousands of years. Their way of life has remained unchanged, preserved in isolation from the rest of humanity. They fiercely reject all outsiders, defending their isolation with arrows and spears. Any attempt to land on their shores is met with swift resistance, a clear sign that they wish to remain undisturbed. Their message is clear. They want to be left alone. The world has tried to reach out, but the Sentinelese have always answered with silence and strength. The island is a paradox, lush, beautiful, and deadly to intruders. Its untouched beaches and dense forests hide a world that is both inviting and fiercely protected. For us, it's a boundary we cannot cross, a living relic from the Stone Age. It's a reminder of a time before cities, before nations, before the world was mapped. In a world where almost everything is mapped and streamed, North Sentinel remains a blank spot. It's a rare place where mystery still survives, untouched by the digital age. It challenges our assumptions about progress and connection. It asks us to consider the value of privacy, autonomy, and the right to remain unknown. Do we need to solve every mystery, or can we accept that some places and some people are meant to remain apart? The story of North Sentinel is about curiosity, limits, and respecting those who choose a different path. It's about honoring the boundaries that others set, even when we don't fully understand them. It stands as a silent testament to a way of life that has vanished everywhere else. Here the past is alive and the present is fiercely protected. In our hyper-connected age, its existence is both fascinating and humbling. It reminds us that not everything is meant to be discovered, and not every story is ours to tell. Sometimes the greatest mystery is the one we're not meant to unravel, and perhaps that's exactly as it should be. North Sentinel Island sits among India's Andaman Islands, surrounded by treacherous reefs that have protected it for centuries from the outside world. This natural barrier has helped preserve the island's mystery and kept it largely untouched by modern civilization. It lies far from busy shipping lanes, isolated by miles of open sea, making accidental visits extremely rare and deliberate landings even rarer. The island is only about the size of Manhattan, yet its significance is immense. It stands as one of the last places on Earth where a society has remained almost completely untouched by the outside world. Though under Indian jurisdiction, the government leaves the Sentinelese alone, honoring their wish for total isolation. Strict laws prohibit outsiders from approaching, ensuring the tribe's privacy and safety. The island is a self-sustaining world. Dense forests, wild boar, fruits, honey, and fish provide everything the tribe needs. The Sentinelese have mastered living in harmony with their environment, relying on nature's bounty for survival. The Sentinelese are hunter-gatherers, living without agriculture or metalwork in a true Stone Age culture. Their tools are crafted from stone and wood, and their way of life has changed little for thousands of years. Their isolation is also biological. They have no immunity to common diseases, making outside contact potentially catastrophic. Even a simple cold could be deadly to them, so their separation is a matter of survival. This vulnerability is why the Indian government enforces strict protection, patrolling the waters and keeping all outsiders away to prevent disaster. The world first learned of the island during British colonial times, but even then, contact was rare and often disastrous. The island's reputation for hostility and tragedy kept most explorers at bay. In 1880, a British officer kidnapped several islanders, the adults died quickly, and the children were returned. This event left a lasting scar on the relationship between the Sentinelese and outsiders. This tragic encounter set the tone for all future relations: fear, mistrust, and a determination to remain apart. The Sentinelese have fiercely defended their independence ever since. The Sentinelese isolation is both their shield and their choice, a conscious decision to protect their way of life from outside influence. Their story is a rare example of sovereignty maintained against all odds, a testament to the enduring strength of a people determined to remain free and unbroken by the modern world. Who are the Sentinelese? The truth is, we know almost nothing. They are believed to be descendants of early African migrants living in isolation for tens of thousands of years. Their language is unique, unintelligible even to neighboring tribes. All we know comes from distant observations: small family groups, simple huts, skilled archers. They scavenge iron from shipwrecks, adapting only what they choose from the outside world. They don't make fire, instead preserving embers in clay pots. Their beliefs, rituals, and stories remain a mystery. The population is estimated at 50 to 150, but no one knows for sure. They have survived storms, tsunamis, and the constant threat of outsiders. Their resilience is extraordinary, a testament to human adaptability. The Sentinelese are not lost. They know exactly where they are. It's the rest of the world that is lost to them. The history of North Sentinel is written not in words but in actions, arrows fired at any who approach. For generations, the Sentinelese have made their intentions clear, their silence echoing louder than any spoken language. For over a century, every attempt at contact has been met with fierce resistance. Outsiders, whether explorers, fishermen, or officials, have all been turned away by the unwavering defense of the islanders. In the 1960s, Indian anthropologists tried to build trust by leaving gifts: coconuts, tools, dolls. These offerings were carefully chosen, hoping to bridge the gap between two worlds. The Sentinelese responded with arrows or indifference, making their wishes unmistakable. Their message was simple: outsiders were not welcome and their way of life was not up for negotiation. A brief moment of peace came in 1991, when they accepted coconuts from visitors, but hostility soon returned. The fragile trust quickly dissolved and the islanders retreated once more into seclusion. The government halted all contact attempts in 1997, recognizing the tribe's desire for solitude. North Sentinel was declared off-limits, and strict laws were put in place to protect the islanders from intrusion. After the 2004 tsunami, a Sentinelese warrior fired an arrow at a rescue helicopter, signaling their survival and continued independence. Even in the face of disaster, they remained fiercely protective of their home. The tribe is not passively isolated, they are active guardians of their world. Every shoreline patrol, every drawn bow is a declaration of sovereignty. Their message has never changed: stay away. The boundaries they defend are both physical and cultural, a shield against the outside world. Every encounter reinforces their determination to remain uncontacted. Each failed approach is a reminder of their resolve and the cost of intrusion. The Sentinelese have survived by defending their boundaries not by chance but by choice. Their isolation is a conscious act of preservation. Their arrows are a language of resistance, a warning to the world that their culture endures only as long as it is left undisturbed. The world has finally learned to listen. Today, North Sentinel stands as one of the last places untouched by modern civilization. Their solitude is their strength. In their isolation, they have found a way to survive, to thrive, and to remain free. North Sentinel's history is a story of defiance and survival, a testament to the enduring power of a people determined to remain themselves no matter the cost. The boundary around North Sentinel is a deadly frontier, and those who cross it rarely return. In 1981, the MV Primrose ran aground on the island's reefs. The stranded crew watched in terror as armed islanders gathered on the shore. Only rough seas and a helicopter rescue saved them. The rusting shipwreck remains, a warning and a resource for the Sentinelese. In 2006, 2 fishermen drifted ashore and were killed. Attempts to recover their bodies were met with a hail of arrows. The most infamous case was John Allen Chau, an American missionary who tried to contact the tribe in 2018. He was killed almost immediately, his body never recovered. These stories are not adventures, they are stark reminders of the tribe's resolve. The Sentinelese defend their home with deadly seriousness. Each incident underscores the risks of intrusion. The island's isolation is enforced not just by law, but by the unwavering will of its people. North Sentinel is a place where the price of curiosity can be fatal. In response to tragedy and growing awareness, India enforces a strict policy of non-interference. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands Protection Act makes it illegal to approach, photograph, or contact the Sentinelese. The Navy and Coast Guard patrol a 5-mile exclusion zone, keeping outsiders away. This is not neglect, but active protection, preserving the tribe's health and autonomy. The government, supported by anthropologists and rights groups, recognizes the Sentinelese right to self-determination. They are not relics to be studied but a living people choosing their own future. The policy is simple: respect their wishes, leave them undisturbed. Surveillance is limited to distant checks after disasters, balancing safety with non-intrusion. Enforcing the exclusion zone is a constant challenge, but the priority is clear. The Sentinelese are protected not just from outsiders but from the consequences of contact. India's approach is unique, a modern state defending a Stone Age culture's right to exist. Sometimes, the best help is to simply stay away. North Sentinel's secrecy has fueled wild rumors, hidden treasures, alien relics, even cannibalism. None of these myths are true. The real story is more remarkable. A people who have resisted the modern world for centuries. The tribe's existence challenges our need for answers and our tendency to romanticize the unknown. They are not mystical beings, but humans surviving on their own terms. The true mystery is how they've maintained their society in total isolation. The questions we have about their language, culture, and history may never be answered. Sometimes the reality of their survival is more fascinating than any legend. North Sentinel Island presents a profound ethical dilemma. Some argue for contact, believing the Sentinelese deserve access to medicine and modern knowledge. They see isolation as condemning the tribe to hardship and preventable death. But others, including the Indian government and tribal rights groups, insist on respecting the tribe's clear wish for solitude. History shows that contact often brings disease, violence, and cultural destruction. The Sentinelese have survived for millennia without us. Their way of life is not inferior, just different. True respect means honoring their choice even if we don't understand it. The risk of harm is too great. The only moral choice is to stay away. The debate forces us to question our own values: progress versus respect, intervention versus restraint. North Sentinel is a real-world test of our ethics. Sometimes the right answer is to do nothing at all. North Sentinel Island stands as a symbol, a boundary not just on the map, but in our minds. It challenges us to reconsider the meaning of progress and the limits of our curiosity. The Sentinelese are a living reminder that there are other ways to be human. Their independence is fragile, threatened by outsiders and the pressures of the modern world. The island's future is uncertain, but its lesson is clear. Can we respect one place's wish to remain untouched? It requires humility to accept that some mysteries are not ours to solve. The greatest gift we can give is our absence. In a world obsessed with discovery, maybe there's value in leaving some doors closed. North Sentinel remains a blank space on our map, and perhaps that's exactly as it should be. Sometimes preserving a mystery is the wisest choice of all.